All right, welcome boys and girls and parents and teachers. This is Mr. Risney. This is the second of my little video tutorials that we'll have up on YouTube on how to use your digital devices to do electronic reading, digital reading. This particular video is going to focus on the public library and their offerings using a system called Overdrive. It is excellent, and it is similar to what we use at the Three Oaks Library, similar but different. And their content is much more extensive at our award-winning library, and they have been very helpful in teaching Mrs. Reckemer and myself what they have to offer. And let's go ahead and get into it. First off, you're going to need the Overdrive application, and it is right here. And that application is totally free, just like the Nlight application, and you can get it for any of the Apple devices through the App Store or any Google device through the Google App Store. Kindle can also use it, and so can Nook. So it's universal, and it's really pretty slick and well done. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to tap on that application and immediately going to tap in the upper left, and I'm going to set up my application. There's a couple of things that I have to do. First off is I have to set the device. I have to authorize the device. Now this is my own personal iPad, and I have authorized it to link with the public library. It's very easy to do, but it must be done, or it will simply, the system simply will not work. All that's needed is an email address. That's all that's needed. You use a valid email address, and you plug in the information in the screen that they ask you for. Mine says deauthorize. Well, that's because I've already authorized it. There'll be another screen that says, do you want to get an Adobe ID? And yes, you do. Okay, so when you click on that get an Adobe ID and that Adobe authorization, you just enter a valid email address. You don't get any email to it. You don't get any cards or letters or any notifications. It's just something that Adobe requires in order to make this system work. Okay, so I've set up mine now, and let's assume that you have authorized your device. And all our devices at school I have already set up with the authorization. So students, boys and girls, you need not do this step ever on a school device. Any of the Three Oaks iPads are already ready to go. It's only your own device that you will have to do this. The second step that you need to do is to add a library. We got to tell it what library up in the cloud we are going to go to. Well, we're going to type in Virginia Beach. And click on search, and it's found our Virginia Beach Public Library. Let's tap on it, and let's make it a star. Let's click on it and make sure that that source has been added. Okay, so now we've authorized our device, and we've told it what library we want to communicate with. So let's go to that library, and let's tap on it. And it's going to immediately go to our Virginia Beach Public Library, our digital site, and it's going to default to an area called What's New? eBooks. And this is all the new books that they've just brought into the system. But as you can see up here, we have whole sections of specific books set aside for specific titles and subjects and age groups. And specifically for us at Three Oaks, I think we need to focus on the children and teen section, which is located right here. Okay, so before we go any further, you're going to need your library card and your PIN number. Okay, your library card and your PIN number, because we have to go up here to sign in to the public library. And when we click on sign in, we go to this sign in page, and I know my PIN number by heart, but I'm going to have to look up the library card number here. And it's D. And once we have that number in, we log in, and if I hit all my letters right, I'm logged in as Mr. Risney, and now I'm into the public library system. Now, when you got your library card, you were issued a PIN number. A lot of boys and girls have said, "What's my PIN number, Mr. Risney?" You know, if you didn't keep it or you forgot it when you got your card, you can always contact the library, and they will help you get your PIN number. That is something I can't really help you with. So if you've lost your PIN, you're going to have to go back to the public library and get a new PIN number from them. But most of you, I think, when we issued you the cards here at school, you should have your PIN number handy. So you've got to have those two pieces of information. Okay, so I want to look in, I want to go check out a book. I'm going to go into all children and teen, and I'm going to go into nonfiction. I like nonfiction. Okay. And I want to check out a book, and I like the subject of the American Revolution. So I'm going to check out that book, but how do I know if that book is available? It's easy. If the book is available, then it is in solid black in the upper right corner of the book. If it's checked out and you want to reserve it, it's gray. Now, what are these headphones over here, right here? Well, the headphones means that it's an audio book. And if it's solid black, it's available. If it's gray, it would be, you'd have to reserve that title. Okay, so my American Revolution book looks like it's available. And I'm going to tap on it. And sure enough, it says I can borrow that book. I can also look at it as a sample. I can see the first few pages to decide whether I really want to borrow the book or not. But in this case, I'm pretty sure I'm going to like it. And I say I'm going to borrow that book, which now puts the book in my bookshelf and gives me some options. I can either download this book directly to the device, and then I'm not worried about whether I'm hooked to an internet connection or not to read it. Or I can just read it within, in this case, Apple's Safari on my iPad, which is a web browser. And all electronic devices have a web browser. So you can read the book right within your web browser. And I'm going to show you. I'm just going to do that right now. I'm going to read this book right within my web browser. And sure enough, it pops up within Apple Safari, and it shows me some little, as it first pops up, hey, here's how you do this. If I want to swipe this way to turn a page, okay, and tap in the middle for controls and help, to look up a word or highlight a word, tap on it and swipe to select. It gives you little tips how to use the reader. Okay, tap the book cover for details and close. Okay, so now I'm pretty much ready to read. Some other little tips. Here's my table of contents over here. I can scale the text of the book over here. See, I make it a little bit bigger, make it a little smaller, whatever I desire. I can set the lighting conditions, okay, and it also gives me the ability to download the book so that I can read it offline and I'm not worried about an internet connection. So I have the option to do it there as well. Now remember, I'm not in the Overdrive app. I'm within Apple's web browser. It would be the same with a Google device, an Android tablet, a Kindle. You would be within the browser. You wouldn't be within the specific app. Okay? I can search words, I can bookmark. There are all sorts of features, and I encourage you to experiment. There's searching. You can highlight text, all sorts of things. Okay, so I'm tapping, and I'm tapping to the right, and I'm reading. Maybe that's a little small for me. Okay, I think I'd like the text to be a little bit bigger, if I can get it bigger. Okay. Also, I can always go back by tapping on the left-hand side. All right. I want to go back to my Overdrive Read application, and in Apple it's simple. You're going to tap on the home button and tap, and here's Apple's web Safari, but I want to go back to Overdrive Read, and now I'm back to where I started. Okay, now Mr. Risney doesn't particularly want to keep this book because I want to use it again to show others how to download it. So I'm going to go ahead and return the title. I'll tap here, and am I sure? Sure. I want to turn that title in. Okay, so I have nothing in my bookshelf right now. Geez, I'd like to check out some more books. Okay, well, I can go up here to the menu, and once again, all the books that are available electronically, categorized in certain categories, are at my fingertips. I'm going to go to children's fiction this time, and I can see that, whoa, children's fiction, popular. Not a lot of books look like they're available, but they have a nice little feature here that says, show me only titles with copies available. And I tap here, and now only the books that are available to read are available to check out are being shown to me. So that's a nice little feature as well. Okay, boys and girls, you don't have to sign out. I encourage it because, you know, if you leave the iPad signed in as you, the public library, you know, someone would be able to check out books under your account. I don't really see a big deal about it, but I think Miss Reckemer is teaching you guys to sign out when you're done unless it's your own personal device. Of course, if it's your own device, you're not loaning it to someone else. If it's a school system device, today that iPad's with you, tomorrow it's with a second grader, the next day it's with someone else. Okay? All right. Any questions that you may have, you know where I'm located in the computer lab, but your parents or you can also email me or Miss Reckemer, john.risney@vbschools.com. This is a great application. We're so fortunate to have such a wonderful public library system, and I'm really excited about this whole capability. All right. Good luck. I'll see you all reading out here.